What's up, everybody? It's time for some bonus blood in the midst of HorrorFest 2024, the most transgressive and bloodiest HorrorFest of all time. And this next movie I don't think is very transgressive nor bloody, though it promises to be, but we're about to talk about it. We're about to talk about 1990's Pale Blood. All right, Pale Blood, 1990 film, directed by Vivi Dashan-Su, Michael W. Layton. I'm confused about who actually made this movie, but it doesn't matter. It's a movie that I've bought for a while. Like, I've owned it for a while. I remember this movie from when I was younger, and I think I got into this movie in the early 2000s because of the involvement of Agent Orange, right? And plus that look at that cover. It's like, it teases itself as an erotic vampire thriller, and it ain't that. Let's be honest, it ain't that. It ain't Embrace of the Vampire starring Alyssa Milano, one of my favorite erotic vampire thrillers. But it's a pretty damn good movie, y'all. It really, really is. It stars George Chakiris, I believe, whatever his name is. He is a vampire who has come to the States from Romania to investigate a series of vampire killings in LA. Now, he has reached out to Pamela Ludwig, who we know from... what do we know her from? I don't know. I know her, but I don't know what I know her from, if that makes sense. But she is a vampire-obsessed private investigator in LA. So he hires her to rent him an apartment, very much a Dracula kind of scenario, right? Because here's the thing. This dude is a vampire. So he is a vampire from Eastern Europe who hires a woman in LA to investigate a series of vampire murders because he is a little angel. He's a little David Boreanaz, right? He is a vampire who never kills. He doesn't kill. He hasn't killed for a long time. He feeds on humans just enough to survive, but not enough to kill them. So he goes to Pamela Ludwig's character to be the private investigator. She has a major vampire fetish. In fact, her damn apartment looks like mine, but she's gorgeous. She's awesome in the movie. And our main character, who is the name of Michael Fury, is the character's name, played by George Chakiris, right? He kind of like... He gets involved in a young lady who's a friend with another lady who we do know from Friday the 13th, Jason Lives. So she winds up in him, but like he's feeding on her night after night, and all she can remember is that they just had the most wild, passionate, awesome night of all time. But he's not killing her. But there is somebody who's killing people as a vampire, or at least disguised as a vampire. Now, we also have Wings Hauser in this film, who a lot of people might know from The Young and the Restless. But he's great. He's my favorite character in this movie. He plays a sleazy video artist, right, who's involved with many of the characters around. He starts figuring out that Michael might be a vampire. He's trying to get videotaped evidence of that for a reason, and that reason gets expounded upon and expanded upon, I should say, over the course of the movie. It is not super bloody. It is not incredibly transgressive, nor is it super sexy. Like, it's got some nice, like, sex scenes in it. It's got some blood in it, but it's not super gnarly as far as gore goes, and it's not really over the top as far as the eroticism goes. Let's talk about the music. The score in the movie is okay. It's decent. There's like 6 minutes, I think, of actual score done in this film, and it's all right, and it's cheesy. This movie is filmed very cheaply, but it has a nice stylistic approach. There are some shots, for instance, that look really good. Not just the bloody stuff, some of the flashback type stuff, but just some of the cinematography. There's some moments where you have this like haze of blue light that shines through this guy, like this guy's late 80s, early 90s apartment. That really works for me. I love the aesthetic of this film. The music that's composed for the film is all right. It's decent. For the most part, it gets the job done. But y'all, Agent Orange is in the fucking film. And that is the lead singer of Agent Orange, I think, doing his best emo goth band impersonation. They use a few of their songs. In particular, they use Bite the Hand That Feeds, which I think is really, really good. I'm a huge Agent Orange fan. I do believe, if I remember correctly, it is their involvement in this movie that got me aware of it, right? This wasn't really something I saw at the video store throughout the 90s, or at least something I paid attention to. But I'm glad I picked up the Vinegar Syndrome. I'm glad I remembered it. I'm glad that Agent Orange brought me into it. I love their songs. I'm a huge fan of theirs. My favorite Agent Orange song might be, I don't know, is it Too Young to Die is a good one. Bloodstains, of course, is a good one, but I might have to go with The Last Goodbye. The Last Goodbye might be my favorite song of theirs. It's not in this movie, but they're featured in the movie, and it works. They even have their name there on the drum kit, right? So, very cool. I got to see them live a few years ago. It was good. But Pale Blood, it's a good movie. It is. It's got a nice pace to it. It's an interesting take on the vampire story. The main vampire is there to figure out... So, in this world, there's very few vampires left, right? And he leads this very lonely existence. So there's a lot of, like, Interview with the Vampire, Anne Rice type shit in there. But it doesn't get overblown or taken to a disproportionate bit in the movie, right? It doesn't go out of its way to make this guy, like, super emo or super sad. He's got the look. But other than that, it really, really works. Now... this movie is promised to be an erotic vampire thriller, right? But it's not. I mean, it's not as bad as other movies I've seen, but man, it works. It does have a little bit of a sexy, sensual quality to it, but it's not over the top and it's not like super bad. This is a pretty solid movie. I think it's good. It's a great look into vampire lore. It's mixing some things up, twisting it around. It's a great look into LA in 1989, 1990 when this movie was filmed and released. I love that kind of shit. I love the aesthetic, the lighting. There's a lot of neon. And the Vinegar Syndrome release looks really freaking good. I threw a link in the description below. If you want to pick it up for yourself, there's only a handful left on Amazon right now. But there is a link down below where you can find it at a good price, just over $20. And that also helps support PCP, because I do believe we'll get $2 out of that $20 if you spend it. But who cares? It's also available, I think, on Amazon Prime. Somebody's uploaded it on YouTube. But I would recommend that you check it out. Pale Blood is a really cool, different version of a vampire movie from this era. It's not quite Lost Boys or Near Dark, but it's somewhere in between on its own. Sexy, but very subtle with its sensuality, and very subtle even with its horror, and very subtle even with its message. I really like this film. I think it's super solid. If you're looking for just tits and vampirism, go to Embrace of the Vampire. But if you're looking for something a little bit more nuanced in that film, check out Pale Blood. It's available on Vinegar Syndrome. I had a great time with it, and I would give it, out of 5 you digs, a 3.69, my dudes. Yeah! What do you think about Pale Blood? Let me know in the comments down below right now. That has been your review, your bonus blood, if you will, for HorrorFest 2024 here tonight on Rockin Robbie Live. Pale Blood.